Hello, Landers. Hello. Welcome, everyone. I am so happy to be here. Um, so today I want to talk about something super important. I'm sorry, I just got sidetracked for a second in my own mind. Okay, so we're going to talk about confidence because I feel like over the past, I would say, month or so, I've talked to so many women who they're not there yet in their business, not really because they're not putting in the work or because they don't have the strategy, but mostly because they don't have the confidence or the belief systems to help them get to the next level. And obviously confidence is like one of my favorite topics: business, confidence, money, all of that good stuff. So it's always such a difficult topic for me to cover for you guys because there's so much to it. Like if you talk to any of my clients when we're doing confidence work, there's so many layers that are very unique, right? Because there's different confidence areas, and there's different ways as to why you're not confident there, and then there's different reasons as to why the doubt or the fear or the whatever is coming up. There's just so much to it that it's so difficult for me to teach it on a live stream or in a course or whatever, but I'm gonna do my best. What I realize is that what I can do instead is just give you little snippets of things that could potentially help you. And that's why today I want to share this. So hi, Jennifer. Hi, Evie. Hi, Angelica. Hi, Cassandra. Welcome, ladies. So excited that you guys are here. And by the way, if you've never seen me before and you're new to this land and you're like, who is this chick with a cheetah headband? My name is Barbara Juliano. I am the host of this beautiful community called the Land of New Coaches. I am a business and confidence coach, and I help coaches get confident, get clients, and make money doing what they love. And you will definitely be seeing a lot of me in here because I always come in here live. I share so many resources, tools, and share programs that I create to help you guys grow profitable businesses, because that is what I love to do. So going back to the confidence thing, Jennifer says, my 2019 word is confidence. I love that. It's a huge thing. So here's what I find to be true over and over again. And I say this all the time, and if you watch my live streams all the time, you're probably tired of me saying this, but you don't get confident by wishing that you were confident, right? You don't get confident by waiting to be confident and acting or thinking or doing the things that you would do once you get confident. You get confident by actually doing, meaning, so remember how I said there's different layers to confidence? So let's say one of the layers is that you don't believe that you're good enough. Maybe that's the layer that you're struggling with, and that's what we need to peel, and that's what we need to work on. The reality is that you're not going to get confidence around that area. You're not going to build up your self-esteem. You're not going to build up your belief system by just thinking oh, I need to be more confident, right? I'm going to wait until I feel like I'm good enough to do something. I'm going to wait until I feel like I'm good enough to go on a live stream, or I'm going to wait until I feel like I'm good enough to start believing that success is right around the corner, or I'm going to wait until I feel like I'm good enough to go out for a walk, because right now at my current weight, I don't feel like I'm good enough. That's not really how it works. And it's such a complex paradox, because you don't feel, and I'm saying good enough as an example. There's so many other layers of confidence struggles that you may have, but you don't you feel like you're not good enough, so you don't do specific things, you don't think a specific way, and then that fuels the not feeling like you're not good enough. So then, because you're fueling that, then you're doing less and you're thinking less, and you're moving farther away from the belief systems that you need to implement in your life so that you can feel like you're good enough, right? And because you're not doing this again, then you feel like you're not good enough even more. So we want to break that cycle, and the way that we break that cycle is by actually doing things not from the standpoint of where you are right now, but where you want to be. Okay, and you probably hear this all the time. If you're into manifestation and law of attraction, you probably hear over and over show up as if, right? If you want to achieve like success in your business, you have to think and act a specific way as the person who would do that once you have it, right? And that's all good. Awesome, great tips. I play show up as if all the time. I push a lot of my clients to do that, but it doesn't always work, okay? And the reason why it doesn't work, it's because it's pretty unrealistic that if you're having confidence issues at this moment, for you to feel like how you would feel a year from now once you are confident in specific areas, right? Like sometimes it's such an unrealistic like tool, because you don't even know how that person would feel or how that person would act, right? Like how would the Barbs who's making $1 million would think or act? I don't know, right? So like sometimes it's a little bit far-fetched and a little bit unreasonable to expect us to show up as if, when we don't even know how that version of ourselves would show up or would feel or think. I mean, think about it. If you are constantly thinking that you're not good enough, that you're not good enough, that you're not good enough, your brain doesn't know any other thought besides that you're not good enough. So like having the expectation that you have to show up as if you don't think that anymore, sometimes leaves you like, okay, so like what do I think instead? And then not only like what do I think instead, like how can I even implement that in my life if I don't believe that right now? And I have like this repeating pattern of like things are not possible. It can be such a difficult thing. So it can work amazingly, but it can also backfire and make you feel like even less confident sometimes because you're not actually doing the thing. Does that make sense? Please stop me if I'm not making sense, okay? Because this is like in the back of my mind, and I expect you guys to know it, and I understand if you don't get it. So let me know if you are understanding what I'm saying. Hi, Rachel, welcome. Okay, so if you've tried the acting as if, blah, 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 thinking as if, blah, 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 and it still hasn't worked, like you're still feeling like there's more progress to be made in that specific layer of your confidence department, which there will always be progress to be made, but if you feel like you're definitely not making progress, I have another technique that I absolutely adore, and it can be so much easier, especially when you're starting out building your confidence. And the beauty about this other technique is that not only will you actually be doing the thing, but you will be building your confidence along the way and rewiring your brain to start thinking and believing different things, because you are creating evidence that the new you is actually possible. Okay, so let me explain this to you. I call it, and I wrote a whole blog post about it, I'm going to release it next week, but I call it oh my God, what did I call it? Showing up as your inner role model. Okay, so instead of like showing up as if, we get a little bit more specific, and what we do instead is we show up as our inner role model. Okay, we channel our inner role model. That's what I called it in my blog post, because it is so much easier to start shifting the things that you believe if you get those beliefs from someone else. Okay, let me give you an example. When I first started out online, I had no idea how to do a lot of things. Like I'm very knowledgeable on business overall, but the online world was like a new monster for me. So what I did is little things like I needed to make a video, and then doubt would come up, or fear would creep in, or I would start like this constant stream of like, I'm not good enough, I'm not pretty enough, I can't do this, no one's gonna watch it. When all those things started to happen, instead of like, okay, how would the person that is already making videos, how would she show up? What would she think? I couldn't even think of that, because I'm like, I have no idea. This is all I know. All I know is the me who's super scared and who obviously has a confidence problem in this specific department, and I have no idea how to show up differently. What I would think is like, okay, so how would Marie Forleo show up? I don't know if you guys, I mean, most people know Marie Forleo, but she's like a really big, I mean, I'm sure you guys know her, but if you don't, I only say this because a couple weeks ago, someone's like, I have no idea who Marie Forleo is. But anyway, you assume that everyone knows her, but a lot of people don't know her. She makes YouTube videos every single week. Her YouTube videos are super entertaining, and she's really, really successful online. So I used to follow her at the beginning, and I used to think like, how would she show up? What would she think? What would she do? What would be her set of beliefs, you know? And that is so much easier than trying to show up as the version of yourself that is not you yet, because you don't know what that version is. So what this does, it's kind of like a slow push into that direction without having to put so much pressure on that future version of yourself. Does that make sense? And the amazing part of that is that you start asking yourself, like, how would she show up? What would she think? And then you obviously come up with the answer, and then what you do is you show up as her, you think as her. So like whenever the thought of like, I'm not good enough, I'm not pretty enough, like what would Marie Forleo think, right? Like she wouldn't let that be there. She would stop the thought right away. She would do work around it, like whatever, you know, like so many things are going to come up when you do this exercise. But the point is that channeling your inner role model for a specific area will help you get to that next level. Now, just a word of caution here, like you don't have to be that person, okay? We're not doing this to like copycat them, and we're not doing this to like, how do I say this? We're not doing this to like push our own greatness away. Like that's not the intention of this exercise at all. Like I feel like some people would think like, well, but if you do that, then like you're not really believing in yourself, are you? And you know what? The beauty of that is that the more that you show up as that person that you want to be, the more that you're going to believe in yourself. So it's not an exercise that you're going to do like forever and ever. It's more of like a confidence boosting exercise that's going to help you at the beginning. After a while, your threshold of confidence in whatever area you decide to implement it in is going to rise, and you're not going to need to ask yourself, like I never ask myself like, how would Marie Forleo show up for a video? I don't channel her because I built my confidence up to a level where it's like who I am now. So this exercise is more like a booster, right? Like a starting point. Like you're kind of stuck, you're stagnant, you have this confidence block going on. How can we move through it and start getting to the next level so that your self-belief increases with time? And the reason why this will help you make more money is because not only are you going to show up more in your business, but you're also going to show up more in a way that successful people do. And you're going to be like literally confronting your fears and your doubts and your insecurities, which will like raise your confidence, and you're also going to, which is the most important piece of this exercise, you're going to build new belief systems for yourself. Okay, this is just a starting point, but it is an amazing, amazing tool that I use over and over and over again. And you can also use it, you can use different role models for different areas. You can obviously do any area of your life. Like it doesn't necessarily need to be business. I just say business because that's what I talk about. But let's say you are, I don't know, let's say you're not confident in the kitchen. Like I have a friend who's like, she can't even cut a zucchini. Me, I was like in my mom's belly and I was like chopping parsley, but her, she can't even cut a zucchini. So let's say the kitchen is the zone where you want to get a little bit more confidence in. Maybe just the thought of like being there intimidates you. What you can do is like, okay, who in the cooking channel do you want to channel? What family member that cooks really well do you want to channel? You know, and like channel them, and not like in a spiritual way, but like just like literally step into that person within yourself, right? Like what would my grandma, who is the best cook I know, do? What would she think? You know, like how would she act? What would she read? What books would she have? And that's going to help you get a booster in that area, because you're going to get to a level that you've never gotten to, right? Like maybe you'll buy a cooking book because that's what your grandma would do, or what the pioneer woman would do. Maybe you'll turn on the stove, and by turning on the stove, you'll finally make your first arepa, which that's not a good, you'll make your first eggs, whatever. I also have another friend who can't even make fried eggs, guys. This is a real story. She may be watching this, and if you're watching this, you know I love you. And if my other friend who also cannot cut a zucchini is here watching this, I love you, but you know it's true. Um, but yeah, channel that individual that you know is capable of doing those things so that you yourself start thinking and acting and believing what they believe. This is not a forever exercise. I don't want you to channel your inner role model forever, because the whole purpose of confidence building is so that you believe in yourself, so that you believe in your capabilities, so that you change your own minds and your own thoughts, and that you literally stop doubting yourself. Or even if you do doubt yourself, you know how to get out of it faster. But if you really struggle with confidence, sometimes we need to start by borrowing someone else's beliefs and actions and thoughts and everything else. Does that make sense? Like, if it's a really big struggle for you, you may need a little booster. You may not feel capable of believing that you're capable yet. But you know that that person believes that she's capable or that he's capable. So because you're channeling that person, it becomes more of like a possibility in your mind, and you're kind of tricking your mind. You're like, oh yeah, this is who I am, but really it's not who you are, it's who that person is. But you're starting to like embrace that within yourself. And then surely but slowly, one day you'll wake up and you're going to be like, well, look at that, I did not burn my ex today. Well, look at that, I got my first client because I didn't sabotage myself all month long. Well, look at that, I finally hit my first 10K because I didn't let doubt get in the way this month. That is how it works. So what else do I have to say about this? Does anyone have any questions, comments, concerns? I am open for them. If you're watching the replay, I'm always coming back to the comments to make sure that you're letting me know what you think of this, letting me know if you've ever tried this before, if you need support, or you want me to expand into something else. Because remember, I make live streams based on what you guys tell me. So the more that you tell me that you want to hear about or that you need support with, the more I will be here supporting you and guiding you through the whole process. So just to wrap it all up, another thing that you guys can do, like just to add something to it, something else that you guys can do is channel. I said this before, but I want to give you some examples. You can channel different people for different things. So whenever I want to get out of a negative mindset, sometimes I'll channel like Tony Robbins, because I know that that guy is really good at like mind control. Like his whole thing is not, you can never have negative thoughts, you can never have a negative mindset. His whole thing is like, yeah, it's gonna happen, life happens, but when it does happen, we need to learn how to rewire it so that we can keep moving forward. That is so difficult for me. So whenever I'm going through like a mindset thing, channel that, my inner Tony Robbins. Whenever let's see, what else? Who else have I channeled? Ooh, I've channeled my inner Beyonce to like feel like sexy and all of that. Who else? I can't think of anyone else, but if I do, I'll let you guys know. But anyway, you can do different people for different areas, and you can do them all at once. That's what I was going to say. You can do different people for different areas, and you can do them all at once. Like you could be channeling like 4 people at the same time. There's no problem with that, because life is so complex in the sense that there's so many like layers to it that you don't need to just be channeling one person. Like you can literally channel one person to do a live stream, and channel another person to cook your dinner, and then channel another person to go work out or to help you wake up early, whatever. They can all be there at the same time. And I do want to clarify one more time, I am not talking about like channeling like in the spiritual realm like that. Like it's not like that. It's more of like a psychological trick that I'm teaching you so that you can start believing in yourself more than what you believe in yourself now, which will ultimately always lead to more money and more results in your business. As a matter of fact, if you are one of the individuals who feels like they've done everything, they've tried everything, they've worked hard, they've done the thing, they've stepped out of their comfort zone, they've taken consistent action, and you're still not at the level in your business that you want to be at, it is probably because there's a confidence thing blocking you, and you're somehow, some way, whether you can see it or not, sabotaging. So that is what I am doing, not the woo-woo channeling type of thing. That's not what we're doing here. Hi Rachel, hi Susan. Jennifer says, I love the alter ego idea. Yes, Love that too. Awesome. Have an amazing rest of your day, ladies. If you've stuck with me this far, I do want to say I have a couple one-on-one spots opened up. I'm usually booked out for one-on-one coaching. They actually opened up last month and I started promoting them, and then I'm like, I'm just going to take a social media detox. So now I am back in action because I am really ready to like take on like 2 or 3 more clients, one-on-one clients, to help you guys not only move through the confidence part of your business, through the doubt, fear, insecurity, and all the things that are keeping you paralyzed and stuck from achieving the results that you want, but also strategizing and doing things the right way and building a business that you really, really, really love. Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know if it's this headband, but I keep forgetting what I'm going to say. Or maybe I just do that all the time and I don't even notice it. So if you do want to chat a little bit about if you've been wanting to work with me for a while, or if you maybe wanted to work with me before and I had to say no because I was maxed out, this is your time to book a discovery call with me so we can talk a little bit more, see if we're a good fit. I want to get to know you and your business and what you want to achieve and all the good stuff. If we are not a good fit, trust me, I will send you to the right person, because I am really big on working with the right individual, because I really, really take pride on client results and client connection and all the amazing things that are going to help you move your business forward. So if that is you, if you're looking for a business and confidence coach that intertwines both the strategy and the inner part of your business and really has a track record of helping her clients go from scared, doubtful, paralyzed, broke to money-making CEOs, book a discovery call. I cannot wait to chat with you. I will post the link in the comments or on the title of the live stream itself, and I'm looking forward to speaking to you. Also, let me know who you're channeling. Let me know why you're channeling them, and let me know all the details of how that goes. I'm telling you guys, this exercise sounds very simple, but it is very powerful. So I cannot wait to hear what you guys think of it and what you guys experience. Have an amazing Tuesday. I will see you next Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern. That's when I'm coming live. Bye, everyone.